Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Hold On Till Dawn podcast. I'm your host, Erin, and today we have a very special guest. He is the one that I went to when I first had the idea for a benefit concert back in July of 2019. It's Mr. Tyler Visgilio.
Yeah!
Woo! He's finally here.
Thank you so much for having me, Erin.
I am honored to have you. I had to have you. You're the first podcast guest I thought of because you're the first person I went to when I had this crazy idea for a benefit concert.
Yeah, I mean, it does seem right being here. It seems like it was the right move to have me as a guest as one of the first.
Yes. So thank you very much for being here.
Thank you, Erin.
I can't...
Thanks for doing this. This is a really special thing that you're doing.
I try.
And I don't think you get enough credit for how much work you put in, for all the stuff you do. I think it's a great testament. This is great.
Thank you. That's
really excited.
Very nice of you. Thank you.
Of course.
So I first came to you for this idea in July of 2019. And originally, remember, I wanted to have it in New York City, and I was like, one of your friends does music, and we could do this in New York City, but then we decided not to do that.
Yeah, because the venues, right? It was the price of the venues or something. What was it?
I think that, but also I talked to my friends, and I think they said you should do it closer to where you live so that more of your friends and family can come. Like New York, there may be more of a population in New York, but not people that I know. So
for your marketing range.
Yeah, especially since I was like the promoter of the show, I needed the greatest amount of people that I would get to attend the show would most likely know me. And then I reached out to you and I pulled up our old texts because I wanted context. And I said, I need help coming up with a name for it. I don't want it to just be benefit concert. I want it to be like Light Up the Night or something to do with light for Out of the Darkness. And then you told me that it should be something simple that I can put on stickers and stuff. And then you said...
A little good advice, okay.
Yeah. And then you said to write Love on Her Arms is so fire, I would have never thought of it, which is great. And then I started spitballing ideas and you were shutting them all down because of how cheesy they were. Like one of the ones I came up with was, and then I started using a generator, and one of them was Dawn Light, Light Prism, Light Wonderland, and then you said, LOL, don't use a name generator.
Yeah, that sounds like me.
And then I said, should I just call it AFSP Benefit Concert for now? And you said, no, you can't change the name halfway through. And then I said, what about the word illuminate? And then I didn't say anything else about that. And then I just said, hold on till dawn. Dude, I don't know. And you were like, hold on till dawn is great. And then I was like, okay, there it is. Like 5 days later.
I remember liking Hold On Till Dawn.
So it was like,
I remember liking it.
You're the one that came up with the name Dawn because you said something about like 1 block till dawn. Do you remember saying that?
I remember like, were we talking on the phone or something? Was it?
We did have one conversation.
I remember thinking like it should be like you should wait until like the sun comes up or like waiting for the new day.
Yes.
I remember that thinking like, and then I remember you came up with Hold On Till Dawn after like I remember having that discussion with like it should be like. You should wait for the light. You might be in darkness, you know?
Yes.
I remember having that conversation,
mm-hmm.
and then you came up with Hold On Till Dawn, and I was like, that is exactly what we were looking for.
Yeah, that like hones in on everything we wanted, from something with lightness.
Yeah.
And from darkness to light.
Yeah. a transitional name. It kind of gives people hope when you just say it.
Yes.
You know, like it's like when you're just saying the name of what you're doing, it kind of like gives people a message, which is what you wanted in the name.
Yes.
Was a message.
Exactly.
So that if you put it on stickers and everything, it's like it's more than just a concert, which is what I think you nailed.
Yeah, because now it's a podcast.
Yeah, this is much better, much more easier to manage.
Yes, I was just going to say that. Easier to manage. I don't have to rely on other people for it to happen.
Oh, yeah.
It's not as stressful. All right, so one of the things I wanted to talk to you about, because when I hit you up...
Okay.
When I reached out to you about the benefit concert, the main reason was because you had a music connection, and it was Johnny. So can you tell us a little bit about how you came to meet Johnny and become a fan and become his number one promoter?
Yeah. Johnny was best friends with my college roommate, Robbie, where we went to school, Franklin Pierce University. They went to high school together. I didn't meet him till we had already graduated. And I had known a few kids who were trying to be musicians at that time. So none of them were very good or like really were actively pursuing it as a career, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
Like, it seemed like, I knew a lot of kids who did music, but like they just kind of like sat in front of their computer and recorded things over YouTube beats, or something like that. No one really seemed like a talent. And Robbie introduced me to Johnny, and he lived in Brooklyn. So I had said like, oh, that's close to me, because everyone else, like Robbie, my roommate, they all lived up in Boston, and that's where I met Johnny. But he was visiting up too, because I think it was Halloween. We were all in Boston for Halloween. So I said, next time Robbie comes down, we'll go down to Brooklyn, and we'll meet up in Brooklyn. And he was telling me how he's a musician. And of course I gave him the, yeah. Very cool. I love people who make music and everything. And I was always looking for excuses to make videos. So I said, let's do a video or something. Like, I'm looking for something to record. So Robbie comes down a few weeks later. He picks me up. We go down to Brooklyn. And Johnny had this really cool loft apartment with a bunch of artist roommates. It was a real funky place. We used to hang out on his rooftop.
Oh, wow.
We would drink beer. And he had just finished this song called The Rise. I'll never forget it, Erin. He was like, hey guys, I want to show you my new song. So he pulled out his laptop, and like we're sitting, drinking beers, looking out at the city, and he plays this song, The Rise, and it still is like one of my favorite songs that he's done. And I remember it was just so much, it was just like really well made, like it just sounded like a song you'd hear on the radio, it was just like a song, and it instantly clicked. I was like, he really is like putting a lot of time, effort, energy into his craft, and I was like, oh wow, it really shows. And then I started listening to other songs that he had, and I was like, these are like just as good. This is just crazy. And then I found like the more I hung out with him, the more creative I got, because I was just thinking like, more creatively. When you're around a creative like that, you're just trying to think of ways you can help him, and then he would help you. And so I just loved to hang out with him. I was just looking for any excuse to go to New York and film him, or just collab with him. Or, he was really into ice cream, so we would always do these like ice cream collabs. If he was like releasing a new song, where he'd go and he would do an ice cream review at a spot in the city. And so we always had a lot of fun doing that too. But yeah, it was just like, I just loved hanging out with him just because of how he made me feel creative, and how I just loved watching him work on his craft too. Because he almost like absorbs you.
Yeah.
You know, like it's like yeah. It's like he's just a really awesome person to put yourself around. And he's so smart. He just like he knows so much about different like even like social media. He knows about like the algorithms and how they spread things, and like he's very calculated. It's awesome. He's doing well now.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Well, that's great.
What made you, Erin, want to start the concert? Was you wanted to do something with music?
Yeah, so I had been fundraising for a while, and I wanted to kind of do something a little bit different, like take it another level. And I thought about like how I have this connection with music with my dad. Like that was something we bonded over, and how being at a concert is like one of the best feelings because you're just in like this, you're in your own world, you're in like a music high, and it's just like
it's awesome. It really is. It's like you said, you're in like a music high.
Yeah,
you can't really describe it, especially when you're around like the people you really love. And
yes, there's like no other feeling like it, you know.
Yeah, no, it's crazy.
So I wanted to take suicide prevention and bring it to a concert because it's a happy place.
Yeah. No, yeah. And you did it. You did a great job.
And I want you to talk about what was the first benefit concert like for you, and what was your favorite part about it?
Oh, man, the first benefit concert. That was so fun. The plunge rain. The bike marathon going on outside.
I'll never forget about that marathon.
Oh, man, just like even leading up to it, like before COVID happened, it was like, it was just so exciting that like, I was like, this is such a great idea, like, to get Johnny in, to help people. And then, like, there was, like, such a long period where I wasn't sure if it was going to happen. And then when it finally was like, oh, my God, okay, this is actually going to happen. And then when we got there, when I was there, I was like, nothing can ruin this for me. There is not one thing that could go wrong. I would be like, this was a huge mistake, you know? So, like, my vibes were just so high pulling up to the venue where I was just, like, ready to roll. Like, and I just wanted to do anything to make that thing just run smoothly.
Yeah.
And I just was having so much fun that day. Scanning tickets in, just talking to all the fans coming in. I had a blast, you know, meeting all those people who came from like Nashville, and like they came from all over to see like Tony Aller.
Someone came from Nashville?
Yeah, somebody drove like 13 hours to see Tony Aller.
Oh my God, I didn't even know that. Oh wow, that's awesome.
Yeah. It was really interesting talking to those people. So it was just and then like I think everybody just performed so well too.
Yeah, everyone was amazing.
Margie, like, we got to see her Legally Blonde stuff, and it was like the timing of that. It was like that couldn't have been better either. It was dialed in there, and it really worked out well. Like, and for sure, like I think because it was almost like a bow and arrow. Like it was just pulled back for so long that like when you let it go, it was just a bullseye.
Oh my God, that's a great way to describe it. Thank you for saying that. That's a really great analogy.
Thank you, Erin. Yeah, no, that's exactly what I came to mind because it's what it was.
Yeah, it was rough in between so when tickets first went on sale for the first, like...
Yeah. the dark side of this now.
It was March 5th, 2020, and then COVID happened like right around St. Patrick's Day. I don't remember the exact date. So then that's when they were saying, you know, like 2 weeks though. In 2 weeks we'll be back. And I was like, okay, whatever, that's fine. I can hang for 2 weeks. And then it just kept getting, you know, darker and darker. And then in June, I remember it was
MKTO splitting up too. It was like, oh my gosh, you gotta be kidding me.
Yes, oh my God. That was sad. That was sad.
That was the worst news ever. We were like, what the fuck? That was our bread and butter right there.
But then when Tony signed on, I was happy again.
No,
I was like at least we got half.
I know, it kind of saved you some money, right?
Yes. But yeah, I mean, a lot, and I did talk about that in one episode, a lot unraveled from our September 5th, 2020 show to 2022, but I feel like it happened for a reason, and we came in and stronger than ever, and it was exactly what it was supposed to be, so.
Yeah. I think it was just like one of those things, like, we have to do this now. Like, it was like, we've just been thinking about it for so long, too. Like, yeah, I'm so glad you stuck with it, Erin. That was really awesome of you to do that.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So,
oh, man.
The second, and then I remember after that one was over, you were like, all right, Erin, when's the next one? And I was like, I'm never doing it again.
Never again. Yeah.
And then you're like, no, you will. And then I did.
And then you did. And then it rained again, right? It poured.
Did it rain in September?
In Somerville?
It did?
I think so.
Huh. I honestly don't remember. But, okay. So, yeah, that's my next question. Talk about the second concert. What did you like about that one? What was different?
I like that it was in Boston, or like in that area.
Mm-hmm.
It was nice to like go up, and I was able to see a lot of friends. But it was nice. Where was the other one? Delaware, right?
Yeah, Wilmington, Delaware.
Wilmington, that's the city I was in there. I like that because I had never been there, so it was good to see a new place. But it was cool having like friends go to the concert and stuff like that I wouldn't have expected to. But yeah, no, the next concert, that venue was very cool too. I think I like that venue more for the next one.
Yeah, it was bigger.
Yeah. I think everybody knocked it out of the park there too. Who was that? I had no idea who that one guy was.
Okay, you're talking about Drew. You didn't know Drew's music?
No, I had no idea.
But you've seen High School Musical before? You just didn't know that he was the one that sang it?
I didn't know. I thought it was Zac Efron.
Oh, that's so funny. The second and third movie is Zac Efron, but the first High School Musical movie, the voice of Troy Bolton is Drew Seeley. It's crazy.
That is.
That's why they did a High School Musical tour after the first movie came out, and Drew was the one that went on tour with them, and he played Troy Bolton, and that's why. I don't think people knew.
Play? Is that how you knew about him?
I knew about him. Well, I don't remember exactly like the first time I ever heard of him, but I know I was thinking about him for this concert because I've met him at One Tree Hill conventions before because he was actually in a couple episodes. So I was like, I bet he would do this. He's a super nice guy and he sings and he's very talented. Mm-hmm. So I just shot my shot and
it worked.
I scored a basket like Troy Bolton. What was?
Like Troy. No, yeah, and yeah, Erin, you always, every one of these, you always open my eyes to like a new set of music, new artist. I'm like, American Idol, who? Kingsley, who?
Okay, wait, you know what's so weird? I don't think I told you this. I told Andrew today. So when I was scrolling back, I saw the post I sent you when I told you that I had invited Sadie and Sadie was going to come, which was literally like 2 weeks before the show. But the post I sent you, which was her like audition video, there's like a little clip before her audition starts, and it's like just a flash of like other American Idols. And guess who the first one is that they flashed?
Margie?
No, Grace Kinsler.
No way.
How weird is that?
That is so strange.
Like out of everyone to be flashing forward in front of Sadie, it was the next person I got from.
That is weird.
Yeah.
You're like connected somehow to the
universe.
You have all these weird signs coming at you, and you know how to read them.
Yeah, so that was crazy to see, but
that is funny. Yeah. What was your favorite, the first or the second?
I liked them both equally, I'd have to say. I think the second one was easier for me to enjoy because the first one I was so stressed out because I didn't know what to expect, and it was like a lot of pressure. But the second one, I think the second one also had less people. It was more like my mom's friends. So I felt like I didn't have to impress as much as I did the first one. Yeah. And then the second one I got engaged, so...
Yeah, I forgot about that, actually. That was crazy.
How could you forget?
I forgot what happened at the concert. That's crazy.
Okay. When you're having a bad day or you're going through a tough time, what is something that you like to do to pull yourself out of it?
I really like to go outside and get sun. Or I like to not cook, but eat something really good that I like. Most likely spaghetti and meatballs or like some variation of pasta. Lasagna. So yeah, I guess that's not the healthiest.
But it's comfort food.
Yeah, I love food. I love sunshine and being outside. What else do I do? Oh, and I love music. I do love music. I love listening to music. Yeah, music's probably my number one. Is like just listening to songs or watching a movie. Yeah, I'm very simple. Movies, music, food, sunshine.
I love those answers.
They're good answers?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm the same way. If I'm sad or depressed and I like don't feel like doing anything, the first thing I will do is put on the television, watch a movie or a TV show, like distract.
It's like kind of like turn my brain off for a little bit and like let me just kind of zone out and enjoy something, you know, like entertain myself, like and without having to think or do anything. And then usually after that, I'm in a better mood or I can like kind of think about something differently.
Absolutely, yeah.
It's a quick little reset.
And then sunshine, that's a good one too, because it's vitamin D, and that's what your body needs to feel happy.
Yeah, no, I think sunshine really does, like, the warmth of it and everything, like, it just feels so good. It really does, like, make me, like, a little bit happier every time I sit in it. I think there really is something to that. Yeah.
Okay, and the last question I have is, what kind of music do you like to listen to, and what is your favorite song?
Ooh, so good question, Erin. I like rap music and I like EDM bass music. But I really like all music. Like there's just certain songs that I like, and like I don't like as many country songs, like, let's say, but there are country songs that I really like. The new Beyonce ones are great. But I would say like my favorite song is a song called Time Stretch by Bass Nectar. And it doesn't have really any lyrics. It's just one of those songs that I can listen to it when I'm sad, when I'm happy, when I'm mad, when I'm excited, when I want to get fired. I can listen to it at any time. And it doesn't necessarily like create a mood, but it enhances it like enhances whatever mood I'm in. So it's one of those songs that like, it's like, I can just put it on no matter what and listen to it. Every other song to me is like, oh, that's a song I want to listen to, to pump myself up, or that's a song I want to listen to when I'm like feeling a little sad or something. But that song, Time Stretch, I can listen to it anytime, anywhere. It's one of those.
Nice. I'm making a Spotify playlist with all of my guests' favorite songs, so I'm gonna add that to the list once I have enough guests.
That's a good idea, Erin. Oh my god!
I'll upload the playlist and share it.
The 2024 playlist.
Yeah, because that's all that's gonna be. There's not gonna be a 2024 concert anymore. It got canceled.
Yeah.
So the 2024 playlist.
I think that's great.
So that is all my questions. Do you have anything you want to say to the listeners?
I think anybody listening, like, you just like try and find the best in any situation you can, and no matter what, you're living, so you might as well make the best of it. And I think you can find good in any situation as long as you look for it. Like if you're thinking about a green van, you're going to see green vans, you're going to notice those things. And I think that translates also to, thinking positively. If you keep looking for positive things, you're going to find positive things. And it's the same with, negative things. If you keep focusing negative, you're going to see all the negatives. So I think just keeping a positive perspective on anything you do in life is really important. And that's what I try and do.
That's
and I
great.
think people should too.
That's very good advice. Thank you for sharing that.
Good.
And I think it's very true. You get what you put out.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I think that goes with a lot of things in life. You get out what you put in. So I think it's important. All right, Erin.
Thank you so much for being here. Yeah. This was so much fun.
Was a lot of fun. I'd love to be another guest. I was actually just talking to Johnny. And he's going to try and pencil me in, so he'd love to come on and say. Okay. Thank you so much for having me, Erin.
Thank you for being here.
Hold on till dawn. Let's go.
Bye, everyone. See you next time. Thank you so much for listening. Our website is holdontildawn.com, and our email is holdontildawn@gmail.com. You can follow us on Instagram at holdontildawn and on Facebook at Hold On Till Dawn Benefit Concert. See you next time.